Hello again, everyone. Thank you to everyone who watched my first impression video. I wasn't expecting that many views, to be honest. I do take that as a good sign, though, that a very simple video like mine on this game is getting views clearly. It shows good community interest, and that's always good.
Achieved missile lock.
Sorry about that. My first video I made a few weeks ago really was my first impression. I remember I was at work during slow periods. I work in IT. And because of the holidays, our conversation turned to games. And one of my coworkers, who's a friend of mine outside of work, mentioned a Star Citizen and pulled up RSI's website. I have to admit, I was totally blown away by the scope of the game being planned out. Being as someone who used to be, used to go all out in Star Wars Galaxies and the jump to lightspeed area, I have fond memories of setting up my ships and fighting in the PvP areas. It was just a lot of fun. Using my snub fighter and then, fighting, a long time my friends inside my multi-person ships. So it has been now about 2 weeks since first learning of the game and then pledging for a ship package. So as a thank you to all of the viewers, for anyone who might be considering jumping into Alpha, or maybe someone who has, I decided to make a quick video just going over some of the things I've learned since joining and, actually getting a chance to play. After I take this guy out. Oh, it takes one missile.
Achieved missile lock.
Zero hostile contacts remaining.
Okay, first, I just wanted to show a couple of things that were confusing to me, at least, when I initially started about a week and a half ago. I do try and read through the material that people offer, and there's quite a bit of it out there. There's all kinds of newbie guides and other information in the forums. But what I wanted to do is just show a couple of quick things that I've learned over the week and a half that hopefully anyone watching this video who may be considering pledging or have already pledged or just kind of jumping with both feet might help you out, have a little easier time than I did. Obviously, first the thing you need to do would be to purchase a ship package that gives you access, of course, to that ship and also to a hangar, and as well as the arena commander later, so that you can actually jump into the game and actually start getting to test it. Now, obviously, this has been said probably a million times. You've heard that this game is an alpha, so just keep that in mind. In my case, I went ahead and chose a 325A package. The ship just appealed to me. I like the idea of being able to dogfight and everything else, which is a lot of fun. So once you do choose a ship package, when you make your purchase, you need to add your ships to your hangar. Now, that sounds really simple, doesn't it? But I actually have a couple of real-life friends who purchased the game, and they texted me asking me, I'm in my hangar, where's my ship? So just real quick, obviously, once you purchase your ship, you do have to go over to my hangars, which is off your main account. Choose the hangar that you want, and then once we go to configuration, you'll have a chance to go ahead and add your ship. Now, in my case, this is important to note. You notice I have all 4 hangars here. The reason why I have all 4 hangars is because the largest ship that you purchase, as you can see here, I have a Cutlass Black. The largest ship that you have determines what level of hangar you are allowed to have. So the largest hangar is the VFG Industrial. So as a result, I have all the hangars unlocked. I was a little confused by this at first too, and because I had actually upgraded from a AMD Mustang that you can get online to an Avenger, and with the Avenger came this AeroView hangar, which for me personally is actually my favorite hangar. I really like that one, and I was concerned that if I upgraded that I would lose that hangar, because I noticed that on the website it says it comes with the VFG Industrial. A lot of folks, this is their favorite hangar. It is the largest, and it is pretty cool. Just for my playstyle, I just like the idea of the AeroView and how the style of how it looks. At any rate, I know that question has come up on Reddit and a couple of other times. So the largest ship, that determines your hangar. At any rate, your ships will initially show up on this side of the screen, so you'll need to drag them over into whatever bay you want them to appear in, and then click Save. And with that, your ships will be actually in your hangar when you log into the game. Okay, now we're back in our hangar. Just a couple of things I wanted to talk about here. Anytime you're in a menu of this type, make sure you hit your Tab key if you need to get your pointer. We'll see this here again here in a moment. What I wanted to show real fast here is what's called the Holo Table. I've had a few friends of mine ask about ship layouts, changing weapons, and this is something, again, that was something I had to figure out. I decided I wanted to purchase some new missiles for this ship we're in here, the 325A. And then the question became, how do I put them on the ship? So we had to learn to play with the Holo Table. So let's go take a look at that. Now, the Holo Table is stylized to the hangar that you're currently in. Some of you may know this is the AeroView hangar. I originally started with the Selfland, and in that Selfland hangar, the Holo Table is directly to your right when you first log in to the hangar. In this case, my reckless driving here, Holo Table is right over here. And you can see my Cutlass Black there hiding in the back. Now, the Holo Table, once we activate it here, this is exactly how we choose ship layouts and everything else. And it confused me at first on how this operated. As I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago, we need to hit our tab key so that we can get our cursor. And so now I've got my cursor here, and here's our headers. So if I want to manipulate one of my ships, then we just go ahead and drag that ship that we want to manipulate into the Holo Table window. Holding down your right click rather, you can move the ship around in 3D space so that you can get a better angle on what you want to manipulate. So if I want to mess with the missiles, you know, I'm going to move that just to make it a little easier to grab. Now with left click, I'm going to drag to the area that I want to mess with. There we've got weapons. Now ammo, that was important to me the other day when I purchased these new missiles because I had to know how to equip them. So what we do is we simply drag them on to the spot that we want. It may be hard to see in this video, but as I very gently move to the left or right, it's highlighting one of the two missile bays on the rack here. So I've got 4 missiles on this unit, and I simply just let go of the mouse once I drag it where I want it. So that's how I remove the original missiles and equip these guys. I mean, it sounds really simple, but it's something nice to have known in the first place. So just messing around, we can see those different things. And that basically, in a nutshell, is the Holo Table. And of course we can just drag a different ship in if we want to start messing with it. So, good to know. Now, I hope that that very, very basic demonstration of the Holo Table, it will just help out someone who's just starting out to the game. It's something that I wish I had known and understood initially. I have to say, the art style of the AeroView hangar just looks really nice. I mean, it's a fairly decent sized hangar, but it's not so large that it's like overwhelming in art style. I mean, it actually feels like a spaceship hangar, which is really cool. Probably the only other thing I would probably mention here, besides the obvious, if you haven't thought about it now, if you really are serious with this game, it's not a bad idea to start researching joysticks. I did buy a joystick and throttle online. I got the Cytec X52 Pro. There are some great folks out there who have already made profiles for it. They're right on the forums. So it saves you the trouble of having to set up a profile yourself. So it works great. You definitely get a lot more of immersion with a really good joystick. And there are also decor items for your offices and whatnot that are no longer available on the RSI website, but you can still buy them on eBay and other websites like Amazon. A good example here would be this jukebox. You can drag your own MP3s into a folder on your local hard drive, and then you can access them here and listen to them in game. I'm going to go ahead and start one here just to demonstrate it. Just to be warned, despite the fact that all of my volume is turned down in game, it does not seem to affect the jukebox. So you've been warned. I'm going to start the sound. And you can even hear the echo of it out into the hangar, which is a nice effect. The farther away you get from the jukebox, the quieter it gets. I was actually kind of hoping it would play over the intercom system, but it's still a nice effect. Later on in the game, who knows, you might spend more time in your office doing various things as part of the gameplay. So, I mean, it's more realistic, I suppose. But at any rate, those are some very basic things that I would have liked to have known when I first started, and I hope this helps out someone. Thanks, I'll see you out in the verse.